what goes into recurrent training? And it's also a very, very good question because there isn't a lot of guidance. If EASA made a list and said recurrent training will consist of A, B, C down to the letter M, then people would do it, but it doesn't. It leaves it to the organization. And the question that the regulatory authority should ask, they don't ask. The question should be asked of the compliance manager. And the question is this: what recurrent training do you require your CAMO staff to have, and where have you documented it? I'm making the CAMO quality manager responsible. And he can say, whoa, it's not my job to define it. I said, but if it's not defined, it's your job to address it. So if you can show me that you've issued the CAMO manager with a requirement to identify the recurrent training, then okay, you're moving in the right direction, but you haven't done anything. And so the fact that the regulatory authority don't do anything is taken as a sign that everything's okay, but it's not okay. It's a mess. Throughout the entire European system, we don't have a level playing field. Some companies have got absolute detail about what the recurrent training consists of, and other companies have got nothing. And the regulatory authority don't say anything, which is taken that it's okay. It's not okay. Every time there is an accident and the accident investigation guys go and look at all of this, they identify it and they make recommendations. Why do we have to wait for the recommendation to do what we know needs to be done in the first place? I mean, it's super great that all you guys are here today, but that's the challenge. The challenge is getting the organization to understand that their responsibility is independent of the regulatory authority. When you start depending on the regulatory authority for anything, you're not in a good place. This is my takeaway. And we do training for regulatory authorities as well as industry. And the point is this: it's not about poking people with a stick. It's about identifying what needs to be done and putting something in place to do it. And you know, it's not my saying, but what people say is, you know, it doesn't matter what happened yesterday. What matters is what we're doing today and what we're going to do tomorrow. That's what matters.